Hello, my name's Harry the Owl. It's lovely to see you again after our last story about Elvis's big adventure. If you have time, I would love to tell you about a young hedgehog by the name of Spiky. As a reminder, Harry the Owl. Do 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 do. So as I normally am, I was sitting up here in my tree, high above the forest on an early summer's morning, when I noticed little Spikey's coming out his den with his mother. Even then, I could see this little hedgehog would be one to keep an eye on. Over the years, I've seen many things, but I've never seen such an unpopular little one as Spiky. I'll tell you why I said that. One time, as he wandered out of his den, as he did every morning looking for some food, this one morning he bumped into a little squirrel named Adrian, and he said, Can I play with you?" Adrian was nice and said, "Of course." They played chase together. They were running from bush to bush. They looked like they were having so much fun. "Ow!" went Adrian. He came running out of the bush, rubbing his arm, saying, "I'm not playing with you anymore because you're too spiky." Spiky looked sad. He said to himself, "I didn't mean to, but Adrian was right. I am Spiky." And he waddled off, back towards his den. Later that day, Spiky emerged from the den again. He was sniffing around as he always did, when he bumped into a group of rabbits. They were having running races. Ding! Spiky said to the biggest one, "Can I play?" Greg the bunny said, "No, you're too slow." Spiky felt super sad. Woo! But he was really slow, and it would be much of a race. More like him watching the bunnies. Watching bunnies run away. On he shuffled. Suddenly he found a worm. He thought, "Yummy!" As the sun went to sleep, the moon came up. Little Spiky was waddling through the woods. In the slant of a moonbeam, he saw a bear cub who was splashing around in the water. Spiky trotted over and said, "Can I play?" Jessie the bear cub said, "Of course. All you need to do is jump and make a big splash." Spiky jumped into the water but didn't splash. So he tried again, but no splash. So Jessie the bear said, "Do this." And he went far, far back, and then ran so fast to the edge of the water, where he said, "Wahoo!" and jumped in. Splash! "Like that, Jessie?" said. So Spiky listened. He took lots of steps back from the river, then charged towards it. He said, "Wahoo!" and he was in the water. But guess what? He didn't make a splash. Jessie the bear said, "You can't splash. You're boring," and wandered off in the other direction. Spiky was a bit sad, but he thought it's true. I can splash. So he wandered home back to his den. The next morning, I was a little tired, so I didn't see Spiky anywhere. The morning passed and the afternoon came and went, and still no Spiky. I was about to worried, but then he appeared from the den. He still seemed a little sad until he saw a badger and brightened up. It was scratching at a tree. Spiky asked him, "What are you doing?" The badger said, "I'm hunting for some beetle and crumbs." Spiky was so surprised. He didn't even know they were in there in that tree. The badger said, "Go away, you're too small to do it anyway." Spiky thought to himself, he was right, I'm too small. Sorry guys, don't mind the sound. Okay. When Spiky finished watching the badger shuffle away, he trotted down the path to the meadow where the baby deers were all playing, springing from place to place through the big thick grass. That looked so funny that Spiky had to go join in. He leaped and hopped, giggling and laughing with all the baby deers. Then it happened. "Ow!" shouted off the deer. Then it crashed into another deer, who also went tumbling down onto Spiky. "Oh!" Went to the other baby deer. They said both got up and turned to Spiky. They said, "We don't want to play with you anymore. You're too prickly." Spiky was a little sad, but it was true. He has prickly. On his way home, he heard Adrian and the squirrel, Jessie the rabbit, and Greg the bear cub shout, "Help! Help!" as they ran towards Spiky with a fox right behind them, hot on their heels. Spiky was really scared too. He curled into a ball as all the others ran past him. The fox got closer and closer, sprinting after the other babies animals. Suddenly the fox let out a big ouch! He had stepped on Spiky. It made him jump up into the air. The fox started to cry as he limped back the way he had come. Jessie the rabbit and Greg the bear cub, along with Adrian the squirrel, all come out from the big bush behind and said, "Wow, you really showed him, Spiky." Spiky looked confused as he unrolled. "What happened to Fox?" he said. They laughed at Spike and said, "You're too spiky for him." Let's just say Spiky wasn't too spiky for the others anymore. They have found a way to play with him. Adrian then, the squirrel, found a way to jump from bush to bush with Spiky without being prickled. Greg the bear didn't mind that Spiky couldn't splash. Jessie the bunny didn't care if Spiky was too slow. They were all friends now. Well, that's the story of Spiky. I told you I knew there was something special about this little hedgehog. When I first saw him, he went from having no friend to having lots of friends, and he saved the day. In fact, they gave him a nickname, Super Spiky, which always made him think, yeah, it's true, I am super spiky. Well, thank you for coming to hear a story about my friend Spiky. If you ever want to hear another story, I will be here in my tree high above the forest watching. The end. Thank you everyone for discovering this story with me, with my baby brother too. He loves this super spiky. Okay, go along. Bye bye.